Hey everyone, my name is Jake Flores, and you are listening to The Heart That Cried Wolf, written and performed by myself. My anxiety's taking over me. I've fallen in a hole underneath the tree. I write about what I can't see. It sounds hard to believe that there's a story, you see. It all goes back to a girl's heart I broke, and she broke mine. But I've used what I've learned, and it's something that I have earned through this war called life. I call out tonight to my brother as I cry wolf. I have yearned, and I write this verse to discuss what I've learned. My tears roll down as my brother watches. He found what I found. It all goes back to a girl's heart I broke, and she broke mine. But I've used what I've learned, and it's something that I have earned through this war called life. I call out tonight to my brother as I cry wolf. Thank you, everyone. My name is Captain Brownspot, and welcome to Browntown. I'm reporting for duty. Thank you. So yeah, what you just heard was a song that I wrote, let's see, I don't know, probably a couple days ago. And, give me one moment. It's about the learning process of love. And we're all learning things, We're all learning things. I've had my experiences. We've all had our experiences, And so yeah, I just wanted to write that song because I'm sure people could relate if you were to really listen into the lyrics for that. So yeah, it's going to be a part of that album that I was telling you guys I wanted to make called Flight of a Bird. And I don't think anyone has heard the title track yet. But it's really about learning in life and using what sort of brings you down or what's gotten you down to lift yourself back up again. Because that's what the album has done for me personally, writing it at least, is just, I have a feeling and the only way I can really deal with that is expressing it, It's kind of like how some people use therapists and stuff because it helps them just expressing their feelings. So for me, I'm able to express my feelings in a more indirect way through song, where you hear it and it's you don't know exactly what's going on in my life that the song has to that the song's dealing with, but the feeling, you get the feelings. And, that's relatable, and that's why, some of the feelings in the album are relatable, and that's why I feel like I should, release it, to be honest. I love music. Music has always inspired me. Whenever I think of music, I just feel love and passion, and just, it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy. Everywhere you go, there's music. Without music, it would just be a really strange world. So yeah, one day you guys are going to hear this album. I'm trying to figure out who I want to record it with and perform with and how I'm going to record it and where I'm going to put it. All this kind of managing stuff where I've thought about but I haven't really acted on. And I probably should, because it'll be up by summer, whether it be late summer, early summer, first day of summer, I don't know, on my birthday. Maybe I'll release it on my birthday. That'll be a nice gift, I feel like. So yeah, the whole album is pretty much, it's kind of like indie folk, I guess. Indie folk, bedroom folk. The song you just heard is a little more upbeat. A lot of them kind of have that sad, solemn feel to it. But it sort of makes you feel good, you know. If you like that kind of music, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't and you want to get into some like brand new music, this album may be good for you, you know. It's just, like I said, it's all just feelings. It's expressing a feeling. Most of the feelings to do with like love and loneliness and just all the feelings, good and bad, associated with love. I feel like that's an important message too, at least for me personally. So yeah, it's my name's Captain Brownspot. Welcome to Papa Jakey's. Thank you for listening. It's been, so far already, it's been quite the week. It's only Monday, and I like to, like I said, my week doesn't end until I get really good sleep. So far that hasn't happened yet. On Saturday, I had a jazz competition. I performed twice with 2 different bands playing bass. That was all day Saturday. And then on Sunday, I woke up nice and early to go to Disneyland with my best friend Alyssa, which I'll talk about later. And today, I woke up bright and early for 0 period. And then I had practice right after school. And now I'm recording this podcast. Luckily, I don't have too much homework. So yeah, but so far I've been feeling successful, right? Because on Saturday, I had nothing but good performances. And then that was Saturday. Sunday was just a great, beautiful day at Disneyland. And then today, I kind of felt like, I just want it to be the weekend. I want to do something with my life. But, we all got to start somewhere. I haven't really thought about that. I don't know why my voice quivered there, like I was going to cry or something. But I'm not going to cry. I'm a little sick, though, a little congested. I'm just getting over being sick. Yesterday was the worst, man. I was sneezing all over the place. There was snot flying out of my nose on Big Thunder Mountain. Not really. But, I'm getting over being sick. I hate how nasally I sound. Ugh, it's just so white. I sound like such a white person. What do you know? Welcome to my podcast. White male podcast. So yeah, it's been quite the time. Winter Drumline is going amazing. I'm sure, I think I've talked about it, Winter Drumline. I'm in a show called Viral. So far we are 2-0 with the competition first place. And I don't mean to brag or anything, but apparently we're a little too good for our class. We're an open class, and we might get bumped up to world class, which is amazing. And honestly, the show is just, it inspires me so much, because I love like good performances and seeing people do cool things. And now I feel like I'm doing cool things along with others. So everyone, wants to do something cool that others can see, like your peers, classmates, people, that they can also recognize how cool that is. And this show that I'm in is really, it's something, man. We're finishing our last movement so far, meaning our last song. And thus far in the show, we're killing it. Last weekend, or not last weekend, but the weekend before, we had a competition on, I believe it was a Sunday. I also had a jazz competition on Saturday. But on Sunday, we killed it. And there's this one move. I'm going to spoil the show. Who cares? There's no context beyond this. But there's one move where we flip our props around. And it's revealed that, like, the visual ensemble's inside. and everything's all red, like everything turns red, and it's a really cool effect. At least that's what other people thought. We were like, all right, we're just spinning props. But to everyone else, it's just this big color and people like extravaganza that just takes over the floor. And I remember looking up at the judges and just seeing awesome faces. And to me, that is really inspiring. Is when like the higher ups are going, yeah, that's cool, And then they also tell us what we need to work on. That's why they're judging us, which is great because it means we're getting even better. Most people don't like to get judged for stuff like that, with competitions and all of that. But I think it's great, and it's really extremely healthy for the human psyche, whether it be in traditional sports like ball sports or, more person-on-person sports, or like band sports with winter drumline and winter guard or indoor guard, indoor percussion. They're all the same. In regular field shows, it's just the competition is important, and it's really like a valuable life lesson. Like, do something good and then see what you can do even better. And I think that's what everyone wants, or what I feel like everyone should want, because it's like that's how you succeed to life or through life. At least that's the way I look at it. So yeah, winter drumline's going cool. Jazz is cool. We got first place. I think I talked about this last time, but yeah, we got first place last weekend, and then this last Saturday, my jazz combo, I think out of 9 bands, we got 6th. So we weren't the worst, but it's fine. We don't care how we place. What the judges told us, because the judges will work hands-on with us when it comes to these jazz shows, and it's really cool because the judge that my jazz combo got, if you don't know what a jazz combo is, it's like just a mini jazz band with no real instructor. And our combo got this really cool guy. His name's Jeff Elwood. I've met him before. He's just a cool guy. And so it was nice seeing him. He busted out a saxophone. We played the song called Blue Bossa, which is a really fun song. He helped us out with that one. We played a couple other songs too, but that's the one he really helped us with. So yeah, and then I think we got 3rd place in regular jazz band in Jazz 3, and we were up against other Jazz 1 bands, which is cool. Like, we're in the same division as a Jazz 1 band. Like, we're good enough to be like, with Jazz 1 bands, which is usually the highest band. And yeah, it just feels good. Like, that's another I guess certificate of authenticity that we're doing something good. My chair is squeaking like a thing. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, it's just it's so cool. So cool living life. Feel free to comment what you guys feel you guys are doing good at, because I love to hear what other people think about their successes, because it's really important to look back at that. It's really important to motivate yourself with those things, because it all ties back to wanting to just get better and better and be a better person and a better human and just better at certain qualities. I think it is very important. So yeah, this is my therapy session. My name is Dr. Phil. You're listening to the Dr. Phil Show, in case you didn't know. Also, one day I want to get a sponsor. It's kind of random, but if you ever want to sponsor me, we can totally arrange that if I'm ever getting views. So one day, maybe we can look back at this episode and go, yeah, he asked for that sponsor. Maybe now he has it. That might be cool. So McDonald's. McDonald's offered Your Mom's House podcast with Tom Segura and Christina Pazitsky like $2.3 million. And I think that was a joke. I think it wasn't that much. But still, come on, McDonald's, bro. McDonald's would totally love this podcast, besides the fact that it's a play on Papa John's. And I don't talk about Papa John's enough because I don't even like Papa John's. I just think it's kind of funny, like Papa John's. I'm getting sidetracked. Papa John's, if you want to sponsor me, I don't care what your CEO said. He's not the CEO anymore. Feel free to give me that, pizza sponsorship. I love pizza. Pizza's great. So I'm all game for Papa John's. If you want to bring it on, I live probably a mile or so from the nearest Papa John's. And honestly, it's a beautiful sight. It's like Disneyland walking in there. The aroma, the smell, the garlic butter sauce. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Papa John's. And Wingstop. I used to go to Wingstop like once a week. And I kind of stopped because I'm in the middle of competition season. And Wingstop isn't the healthiest. And then whenever I go, usually it's like really late at night. Because I can't go any other time. I usually go after church with my buddy old pal Jordan Evans, who hopefully is listening to this. But Wingstop, man, I love everything about Wingstop. And remember that really bad, well, no one's seen it, but the failed episode of sorry, you're gonna hear a loud noise. But the failed episode of that one episode, the one where it turned into couch talk, but it was supposed to be me eating the spiciest wings at Wingstop. There's so many things that went wrong with that episode, and I'm not going to include one of the main things, but because, I want that Wingstop sponsorship. I can't say anything bad about them. But the audio, I forgot to turn the mic on, and that's, it's a silly mistake. But hey, that was like, episode 5? Something like that. But thank you to all the supporters. That episode was a failed, quote-unquote, episode. But I turned it into something cool, and it has some of the most views. And maybe I'll do another one of those. Another one of those episodes, because someone did request that. And I thought it was fun. It was kind of weird, a little uncomfortable. I don't know why. Is it rain outside? It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. What was I saying? I don't know. We need to have more guests on this show. It doesn't matter. Anything. Or adamandeve.com. Or Squarespace, Those are cool. Audible. Well, I prefer reading books more. Yeah, I love food. So if like a restaurant, so like a fancy restaurant, there's a place called Stefano's down the street from my place. I'm down for Stefano's, man. Stefano's, you want to sponsor me? Woo! I will make you big bucks. I promise you. I love Stefano's. Stefano's is my favorite. But yeah, for now, I'm not going to be getting a sponsor anytime soon. Which is, that's fine. That's fine. This podcast is supposed to be chill. We're supposed to be chilling, relaxing. It's all going to be okay. So yeah, one of the main things I wanted to talk about today was Disneyland. I don't know. I'm kind of not in the mood. But maybe I should. Maybe I should talk about it. So yesterday, I did a nice, full, packed day at Disneyland. It was great. I was there with my friend Alyssa and some of her friends. And we had a great time. And it just got me thinking about some of the things that are going to be opening up soon at Disney, like Galaxy's Edge, which is in a couple months. And I have... excuse me, I have some information about it. So if you want some quick and easy information, stay tuned. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. I took some amazing pictures, by the way. But I have some info about that. So Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland will open May 31st, I think. Yeah, May 31st, which is in, what is that, like a little under 2 months, which is awesome. That is so cool. It's coming fast. They're not quite finished yet. And what I mean by that is just the exterior work, because I was on what's that ride called? Big Thunder, and I could see a lot of holes through everything. But maybe that's just because I was looking at it from the wrong perspective. It's not supposed to be looked at from like a high up point of view. Everything is down low, and it's supposed to look massive and tall. So maybe that's an effect. Maybe when you get in, everything is going to look nice and perfect and pristine. But like I said, there's 2 months. But still, there shouldn't be like holes in rockwork and stuff. Or maybe I was just tripping. Maybe it was just different textures and stuff to make it look taller. There's definitely gonna be some optical illusions, which is cool. But it'll open May 31st, 2019. But before you head on down to Disney right away, here's something important. Guests will need valid theme park admission, and will be required to make a no-cost reservation. A no-cost reservation subject to availability to access the land. So basically that means from May 31st to June 23rd. How long is that? Like May, June. So like a month. It's going to be like a month, basically. A little less than a month, as a matter of fact, that you're going to need to make a reservation. Guests staying at one of the 3 Disneyland Resort hotels during these dates will receive a designated reservation to access Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, meaning they won't have to sign up. It'll pretty much already be in their name, which I think that's what that means. But that's all of this information is excluding any kind of previews that they're going to have for cast members. And cast members, I'm pretty sure, are allowed to bring in 1 or 2 other guests. Beginning June 24th, 2019, a separate reservation for the land will be no longer required. So after that 1 month, you won't need a reservation, which I think is perfectly fine because of crowd control, and they don't want to overfill the land. And honestly, that is perfectly okay. Another thing was, let's see, I lost the other page. But let's see if I can pull it up on the Disney app. According to the Disney app, from what I read the other day, only one of the rides is going to be open, and that's the Millennium Falcon ride. Let me get the official name for that. And, what's it going to be called? It's going to be called Beginning June Capacity will not be available on Disney Fast Pass. It doesn't say the name of the Millennium Falcon ride on here. Or maybe I'm just tripping. Anyway, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, the ride that's not the Millennium Falcon ride, will not be open. And it just says it'll be open later this year. So basically, whenever they're done with it, it'll be finished. Kind of like how I record this podcast. So yeah, also there will be there won't be any fast passes for the Millennium Falcon ride, which I think is also perfectly okay because they'll be able to manage the lines a lot better, a lot smoother. As long as they make guests, it'll be more comfortable, which is more important than rushing everyone on and everyone feeling panicked and then having to get on the ride and then immediately get off the ride. So yeah. Those are basically the plain old facts. It's going to open May 31st for a little under a month. You're going to need a reservation, and only the Millennium Falcon ride will be open. There will be no fast passes, and the second ride will not be open until later this year. So yeah, you won't need to pay any extra for it. And if you're staying at one of the 3 hotels on site specifically, can't just go to any hotel in Anaheim. On site specifically, you get first dibs for that, which is a lot of people. So maybe they're planning to really fill it up. And also I read that during that month you can only reserve 1 spot. So you can't go more than once, even if you reserved that many spots. You can only go once, and I'm sure all those spots are going to fill out on the first day. First hour. first 10 minutes, to be honest, because people are waiting. They don't even have to do any advertisement for this. All the advertisement I've seen has been through hype of like Disney bloggers and stuff, and through hype of word of mouth. Honestly, like the CEO of Disney could just say it's open, and everyone will run. So yeah, they're not going to need any extra forces to magnify that this amazing or so-called amazing land will open. And I think it was CBS or ABC did a story on Star Wars Land, and they released some beautiful footage of it, and it looks just gorgeous. It's just massive areas, so much space and so much theming. And then also Disney revealed some of the costumes, and the costumes look amazing, and there's going to be people from both sides, from the Resistance and from the Empire. It's just going to be so cool. And I need to be more well versed on my Star Wars, but I know enough Star Wars. I know enough Star Wars to go to the land and know some of the references, but I am sure that there are going to be all kind of microscopic messages and Easter eggs, and I can only imagine the theming of like the restaurants and all these little things, down from like the smallest prop you see in the background of like one shot. I think all the detail is going to be there, and that to me is amazing, and it's Disney's next step up. I think it's going to be huge for them. And honestly, opening in phases, like you need to have the reservation, only one ride will open, there will be no fast pass, but then eventually one day we'll get where you won't need a reservation, there'll be fast passes. One day we'll get there, but for now, it's going to control crowds, and it's going to make people come back. And it'll make people stay away at the same time. People might go, yes, I'm going to go for opening, and I'm just going to get it done with, and then next time I go, then I'll be able to do everything else, right? Or people might go, oh, I'll hold off of going opening during the opening, the first 3 weeks or the first few months, whatever, and I'll go later after crowds die down and after the other rides open, and there'll be fast passes, and that'll keep it busy, which may not be a good thing, but it just shows how it's gonna be successful. Success is 100% projected for this land. It's gonna be 100%. I guarantee it. Disney is gonna make all and more of their money back, which they already have been doing for the past how many years, And if people are upset by phases, you should just be upset by Disneyland itself. Because when Disneyland opened in January of 1955, was Star Tours open? No. Was Big Thunder Mountain open? No. Matterhorn? No. Space Mountain? No. Some of the greatest attractions and lands were not even there until after it opened, and it still keeps people coming back. The parks are still busy to this day. They're getting so much money, and they're so successful, and so many people are having a great time. It's proof that Star Wars Land will be successful. There's no doubt, and anyone who wishes bad upon it, or just anyone who thinks it won't be successful, is merely just ignoring the facts. They're just ignoring the facts. But that's fine. We're talking about Disneyland here. But still, they're a huge company. They're a huge corporation. And I honestly think that it's going to be awesome. So yeah, today's episode is going to be a little bit longer. Excuse me while I pause my camera, because it can only record up to 30 minutes, and we're at 29:13 right now. Okay, so yeah. Star Wars Land is 100% going to be successful. And then also coming in the near future is Marvel Land, which is a trip. That, I went yesterday when I went on Guardians of the Galaxy, all of Bugs Land was gone. So if you don't know, in California Adventure, there was a land called Bugs Land, and it actually took up quite a bit of space. As small as it seemed, it took up some space. And there's a lot of surrounding space too that it didn't use. And all of that is going to be destroyed, I guess, for a Marvel themed land or something Marvel themed. Not just, it may be Marvel in general, but I think it's specifically going to be tailored to Spider-Man from what I've heard. Someone said there's going to be a Spider-Man attraction. I don't know. But yeah, I was walking to Guardians of the Galaxy, and usually there's trees to the right of the ride if you're looking at it because of Bugs Land. But all of those were gone. And you could see right to Pixar Pier, and you could see Incredicoaster, and you could see the Ferris wheel. And it was just a trip because you could feel the sense of space. And they're going to, I hope they do something cool with that space. It's probably going to be the ride that they put in there. It's going to be, it's not going to be a dark ride, I don't think. Or if it is a dark ride, it's going to be something similar to the Transformers ride at Universal or the Spider-Man ride at Universal in Florida, I think, where it's technically a dark ride, but it uses screens. There's probably going to be a shooting aspect to it, because I'm pretty sure it's going to tailor to more of a younger audience, like California Adventure already does. Just in general, like anyone can enjoy it, but specifically kids can enjoy it a little more too, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, Marvel Land is in the near future. And then I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the next sometime, let's say within 5 years after the opening of Marvel Land, or phase 1 of Marvel Land, or whatever Marvel themed land, sometime after, they're gonna do something with Hollywood Land, and just whoop, it's gonna go. Which is also a large space too. It's actually quite large. There's a whole dark ride over there. 2 giant like theater spaces, just giant. You could get rid of those spaces or fill them with something really cool. And I have a feeling they're just gonna wipe out the whole thing, which would be really cool. That would be cool if they're gonna do anything. If they just wipe out the whole thing, I wouldn't mind. Similar to Bugs Land, where they just I'm pretty sure they just excavated. It's all just gone. There's gonna be nothing reminiscent. Besides, like where bathrooms are and all of that. So yeah, like that would be sad, but it's a better idea than leaving the remnants of Hollywood Land and making it like, oh, we're on the streets of New York City where the Avengers are fighting aliens, or just that I don't know. Something Spider-Verse would be like really cool. Really cool. Like imagine a Spider-Verse ride. Just like animated with screens and stuff. And then maybe some physical aspects to it too. Like almost like the Injustice ride at a Six Flags, just without the shooting and better technology overall. Something like that would be so sick. Just thinking about all the colors and the lights and the things that they could do with that, just so creative. We don't know what kind of rides will go over there, but what I'm hoping for, none of this is even rumor, just what I'm hoping for is some kind of really cool dark ride mix. Let's say an alternative dark ride, if we're going to put a genre on it, or some kind of high speed, like, I don't know, like a roller coaster maybe, or like an alternative thrill ride like the Guardians ride, or now that I think about it, or like a walkthrough too. Like imagine at Universal Studios they have a Walking Dead walkthrough. Like imagine doing something like that just without jump scares. So similar, if you've ever been to in Branson, Missouri, there's a theme park owned by Cedar Fair called, what's it called? Silver Dollar City, and they have kind of a funhouse walkthrough, but it's like pretty well themed and there's some cool things. Something like that would be really cool, I feel like, walking through the scenes of, say, some of your favorite Marvel movies. Something like that. I feel like that would be really, really impressive. I would love that, just with really intricate theming and intricate ideas. Let me get back to my notes here. So yeah, also, no, never mind. I was gonna mention Pixar Pier, but who cares? No one cares about Pixar Pier. Now that I'm thinking about it, just one example of phases or the lack of phases not working. By the way, just this is an aside, but Pandora, which opened in at Walt Disney World, or not? Why? All the Disney people are gonna kill me for this. Disney's Animal Kingdom, and in Walt Disney World, or maybe I'm saying it wrong. Let's just and in one of the Floridian theme parks, one of the Disney-owned Floridian theme parks, Animal Kingdom opened Pandora based off of Avatar. Now, I don't know why. Thinking about this now, it's just so stupid. That's so lame. Like, Avatar? Who cares about Avatar? But they didn't open that in phases, and since the time it opened 2 years ago, it's just been a cluster of 3.5 hour lines. And I don't know how. Just people know the rides are impressive, but like Avatar, like come on. They were supposed to have 4 of these movies out already. They're supposed to have started making like the second and third one already, and they haven't. So yeah, Avatar Land or whatever, Pandora is gonna. I honestly, I hope it meets a demise, but I want to wish it success at the same time. So yeah, back to regular Disney stuff. Uh, so yeah, yesterday was a great day. Sunday, a little cloudy, but then not too bad. I rode. I forget what rides I did, but I did some of my favorites. Haunted Mansion. Everything was great on that ride. Splash Mountain. Everything. Everything seems to be like in pretty good maintenance, considering that it's the maintenance time of the year where everything is sort of under maintenance. I also did Matterhorn, which is great. Star Tours. That was kind of sad because all my friends left, and I was like, well, what do I do now? So I was solemnly walking through the crowd of people watching Mickey's Mix Magic. And if you don't know what that is, it's just some stupid. It's just Disney techno music with annoying projections and annoying lights, and it's their version of a quote unquote fireworks show. It's really not all that cool. But yeah, I did Star Tours, and I just got all the same whatevers, and some kid threw up, so we had to move whatever. I'm trying to think what else. I wanted to go through Tropical Hideaway with my friend, but I didn't, and that made me kind of sad because I wanted to get a bow. And the only thing I ate that day was like a friggin' corn dog, which is fine. I wasn't that hungry, but like I had Starbucks in the morning and then a corn dog. So yeah, I didn't even eat lunch or anything. That morning at church I had a bagel, but maybe it was because I'm kind of sick. I don't know. Like I always want to eat at Disneyland, but then I don't want to waste money, and I know I'm not always hungry enough. So this is why, like, if I had a pass, I could eat something different every time, and like then be satisfied. It just feels so unsatisfying not being able to eat anything, and then when I want to eat something, it's too expensive, so I have to get chicken tenders. Ugh, it gets to me. I watched Fantasmic. And oh man, I love Fantasmic. I've not like actually watched that show in a minute, but recently, within the past 2 months, I've kind of been like listening to the music, and it's just so inspiring and so many good times, and it's just man, all around a great show. And if you look at what that show used to be a little while ago, it has improved so much. And I wish I could have complimented the technicians because I was sitting right behind them, but I don't know why I didn't. Everyone just kind of left. But next time I'm able to, I'm definitely going to be like, hey, you guys are doing a great show. It's one of the best shows at Disney. Out of all the theme parks, or out of all all the shows I'm aware of, it's one of the best. And then, speaking of shows, World of Color opened, but I didn't see that because it started at 10, and I had to leave right at 10. And then, What else? Pirates. Oh man, I love Pirates. Pirates was great. They handle capacity on that ride so well. It's amazing. That's the best ride for capacity because they don't care if the boats hit each other. It doesn't matter. Just get all the boats, on the water, fill every seat. Just keep it moving. We don't care how slow it is. Just everyone, every boat. Doesn't matter if they hit each other. And yeah, that ride is just never ceases to amaze me. And yeah, pretty much everything seemed pretty good. The castle was under it's under this giant tarp, which is so ugly because it looks like a second grader drew like the facade where they have a tarp over it, and there's some printed version of a hand-drawn castle. And I don't know, maybe Walt Disney designed that or like drew that when he was alive, and but I don't know, it's not a fit for that. It doesn't work. It's just not okay, I think. And then I didn't really walk through Tomorrowland because Space Mountain wasn't open, and I only had a half day there. Usually I'm there from 8 to 12, but yesterday I was there from probably 1 to 10, so only 9 hours, which isn't that long for me. It was kind of sad. And then apparently my assistant band director, Mr. Vrooman, was there, which I'm kind of sad that I missed him because, oh man, my assistant band director is so cool. Or not so cool, but he's a chill guy. He's probably not listening to this, but yeah, I love my band directors, and he's a fun guy. And today he was like, "Hey man, I was calling your name and you didn't respond, man. What happened?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I felt so bad." Because that would have further made my day if I saw my band director there. He's a cool guy. And yeah, I had a corn dog. That's all I ate. That was good. The monorail. The monorail wraps looked pretty good. Those are what people are talking about. It's basically these stickers that they put on the outside of the monorail to make them look prettier. And, every year, or about every year, I think Disney has some kind of central theme. So I think this year, or not central theme, but something that they can sort of plaster on posters and on the monorail, and just every little space where they just need a little bit more promotion, I guess. They put some kind of theme. So over the past 5 years, I think, it seems like 5 years, maybe 2, but it feels like 5. They've been promoting Disneyland's 60th anniversary, and they called it the Diamond Celebration. So everything was kind of sparkly, and there was diamonds, and that's what I'm going to remember. That's what I'm going to remember Disneyland for when I get older. Because, that's so far, the 60th celebration has been through, my teenage years, or going from, preteens to teenagers, or teenage years. And I loved it. I thought it was, cool, the diamonds and stuff, and the sparkly things, and you didn't see it everywhere, but, on just little banisters, and little posters, and little things, little items on the cups and stuff. I thought that was so cool. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, what I was going to say was this year is Mickey Through the Years. So all the monorails have old-time Mickey Through the Years wraps, and you can get to see, obviously Mickey Through the Years. I think that's rad. To me, that's, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. That's about it. I took some cool pictures with my main homegirl, Alyssa, or Elizabeth Pachenko. She says she watches this show, but I know she doesn't. But I love her. She's the greatest. She's an amazing person. So that's about all I have for today. I want to thank you guys for your support. This episode went a little bit longer because I figured I should get more into detail with things, get a little more technical, just open up. So yeah, on the bright side, some things we can look forward to are next weekend. I have a jazz band, and I have a winter drumline competition, and I wish I had a free weekend, because I want to go to Knott's, or I want to just hang out with my friends, or do something. But I have friends in drumline and jazz band, and I just got to do it. I got to do it. And by the end of this week, I have to like, I wrote this skit and I have to perform it. I have to memorize the lines, but I gave myself the narrator, so I've got a lot of lines. So yeah, it's gonna be a good week. There's gonna be lots of content. My name is Captain Brown Spot. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Papa Jakey's podcast. I am now off duty.
Greetings and welcome. Welcome to Papa's house.